All right. And what are the goals for Ripplex in 2026? What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I would say it's three core aspects. One is really kind of like institutional DeFi. So we've been very excited to see last year a major ignition in terms of bringing high quality financial assets onto the XRP ledger. So the RWA market cap on the XRP ledger has been increasing to somewhere around 2 billion. It's firmly one of the top 10 networks around that notion. We're executing around an institutional DeFi product roadmap to bring more financial primitives where these assets that I mentioned can be integrated, and then unlock obviously use cases like collateral mobility, stablecoin payments. And so they're really excited about the lending protocol. We just launched. We have atomic swaps. We have privacy. We have smart escrows, like part of our sort of like programmability roadmap to allow for more financial business logic on the XRP ledger. So that whole roadmap is very exciting. Then the second layer, I would say, is around ecosystem growth, where we're helping and coordinating with other entities to support the wider developer community, wider XRP community. You mentioned a few examples here. We also had like a bit of a reformation of the new XRP Ledger Foundation that we helped, just like coordinate and communicate. And then ultimately, also finding ways to work with these other foundations to support the resiliency, scalability of the XRP ledger at the core is definitely also like, top of mind for us. And ultimately, I would say a big piece that kind of like is intertwined into the first piece I said is how do we how do we harness more of XRP and slash XRPL's power in Ripple's overall business around like our custody product, prime brokerage, treasury, and sort of like offer integrated solution powered by XRP Ledger at the core that will help solve real world use case to move, exchange, issue, and settle value with financial services.
Understood. And I guess one thing I was curious about is, do you think the ETFs will play a role in the story of XRPL at all?
Yeah, I think, look, the ETFs are an important piece in the evolution in terms of like, I think of it like a free trade agreement around the native asset between traditional finance and sort of like, digital finance. And so it opens capital for all the innovators in the XRP Ledger ecosystem, all the builders. And so I think it plays an important role. And it's also a sign just of time of a maturing asset that hopefully over time is going to be increasingly recognized alongside things like US dollar, treasury as an asset, the wider financial system wants and can rely on in a complementary way. So I do believe ETFs play an important role in the bigger scheme of things, and excited to see the interest around XRP, but also the wider crypto, obviously like BTC and whatnot. So I think we will look back and definitely recognize this. This plays an important role in the bigger scheme of things.
And I mean, XRP has been around for basically ever with respect to crypto, while also being just huge. So what have you like? Do you have any thoughts on the adoption of XRP and how it's progressed over the years? Given, I mean, you've been working with the team for about 7.
Yeah, so I mean, it's as you rightly point out, it's been a top 5 cryptocurrency over, I would say, the lion's share of time that's been here. It's one of the oldest cryptocurrencies. I think it was the first cryptocurrency that was different based on the underlying network post Bitcoin. I think there was Litecoin first, but that was like more of a derivation. And so, yeah, the momentum has been very exciting to see. It's obviously been designed with payments first and foremost in mind, around its efficiencies, just to settle value in a few seconds for a fraction of a penny. It's been doing that at scale with Ripple payments. And we believe, again, that it has an important role to play in the bigger scheme of things, or where, you know, financial markets merging with decentralized financial markets are evolving towards, as sort of like a settlement, a very efficient settlement layer / liquidity layer / collateral layer for finance. And look, it's been exciting. When I started Ripple, you know, I was engaging and talking about XRP. People didn't understand as much of it, and now I think, you know, the world is waking more up to the fact that these assets will play an important role, with the things like BTC being integrated into national stockpile reserve, as you know, President Trump announced shortly after his inauguration, and some states accepting you know, things like XRP as well for you know, tax purposes. At least in Switzerland that's the case, and into their local states reserves. So I think we're seeing the evolution of like really a maturing sort of like form of value that hopefully will bring some utility to the world at large, particularly the agentic sort of like economy we're steering towards.